Hello, hello. That kind of tricked me and it opened up live and I was still staring down here. I wanted to come in here real quick because I want to talk about the topic of hidden crap in healthy packages. And this is one of those things that got us even. Um, and as I go through and I learn more and more, I am just shocked at the things that I find and the things that are okay to market to us, to market to our children. I watched a video today on ADHD, and this particular doctor, his name is Dr. Bob. He goes through and he explains how trans fats are a large cause for this, along with the sugars and the dyes, right? And I don't think any of us are shocked by this. However, I think that people are overwhelmed by how to even eliminate those things from their lives, especially if you have an ADHD kid. Might be really difficult to convince them that you're not going to be buying these things anymore, right? So one of the things that I always recommend to people, and that I did in my own life, is I eliminated things like one thing at a time. And, I just said, because because we are a healthy family and we are getting healthier, this is something I'm not going to buy anymore. And ultimately, in the beginning, it would just kind of disappear. And then they would eventually go, how come you're not buying any more kettle chips? Whew, partly because mommy eats them all. um, but also, I just said, look, we are a healthy family continuing to work on getting even healthier. And in that process, this is something we're not going to buy anymore. Now, do you think my kids just went, okay? Yeah, right. No. I can remember at one point my daughter, in her early teen years, she kept going over to this one friend's house all the time, all the time, all the time. And I started noticing that when she was going was always right before dinner. And so eventually I had to call this mom and say, I think my daughter is coming there to eat all your food. So I just want you to know she's welcome to come. She loves hanging out with your daughter. But I think the timing of her visits is because she wants to eat your food. So I just want you to know that before she gets there, she has already eaten, and I will ensure that she has already eaten. And so, her and I talked about that. And I said, if your daughter's getting something to eat and you want to offer it to mine, that's fine. I'm just saying, when my daughter, I don't want her coming over to have dinner at your house every night. Either that or I need to start paying you. But what I want to talk about tonight, and I am Jennifer K. Palmer, and I work with women to help them get healthy through faith, food, fitness, and fellowship. I believe the whole package is truly important. I think you need to find areas of health in all of those areas of your life. And I am someone who struggled with incredible digestive issues, pretty severe IBS, which consisted of TMI, chronic diarrhea for years and years. I had esophagitis, which feels like you have a pill stuck in your throat all the time. I have a hiatal hernia, so I suffered with acid reflux. I had severe bloating, gas, chronic indigestion, and I had eczema, psoriasis. I had like all bumpy skin, kind of like what a baby has. And I just thought that was what my skin was like. Well, it's not like that anymore. I had chronic rashes, like little red bumps that I would get. And like I would sit down at night to watch TV and I was like, gosh, I'm so itchy. Why am I so itchy? Duh. I never even thought to say, well, what did you eat? So I am very in tuned now to my body, and I listen to it very carefully, and I pay very close attention, probably obsessively. So at least my family would say so. But what I want to talk about tonight is basically crappy food packaged in healthy wrappers. And here is a perfect example. This is called a nutrition bar, right? Nutrition. So you go and you're thinking, I need to buy some things for my kids to take to school with them that they can pick up and eat like between school and practice, or maybe something in the car on the way to a competition or whatever it is. And so you think, what better? A nutrition bar, right? Okay, well, first of all, it's called Fudge Graham. Who are you kidding? Fudge Graham nutrition. Now, mind you, we bought this, right? And so as I'm learning and studying, I am paying so much closer attention. And I saw this and I thought, I wonder. And so, of course, I picked it up and started reading it and about had a heart attack. So first of all, over here it says, free from 101 artificial preservatives and ingredients. Okay, well, how many are there? I mean, there could be 1,000 different artificial. I mean, it's okay, it's free from 101 of them. There are 101 out there that aren't in here. But it doesn't say they're free from them. Okay, so you got to be real careful with some of the wording. Simple truth. What do we think of when we think of simple truth? If you're a Kroger shopper, we think, oh, it's healthier, right? It's organic. Well, let me remind you, simple truth does not mean organic. You have to look for simple truth organic, but also organic doesn't mean healthy. So not only is this not organic, but this little circle, they spent many years selling only organic products with this little circle, oops, over here, and conditioned us to thinking simple truth means healthy, simple truth means organic, and it doesn't, okay? So that's one thing I want you to really be careful of. Number two, if I look here at the back and I go, I wonder what the sugar content is. You'll notice when you look at the wrapper on here, you see all those highlighted words? One of the words that's hidden in there and not highlighted at all is sugar, right? So they've highlighted things like protein. First of all, we don't need 15 grams of protein in a bar. We just don't. We are over-proteinized? Is that a word? We don't need that much, and a kid certainly doesn't need that much. So down here it says, kind of hidden on the edge of the wrapper, sugar, 18 grams of sugar. Now, to put that in perspective, a kid, an average kid, should get 23 grams in a day. Okay? And so this has 18 in this one little bar. Now, let's take this bar and let's drink it with a Gatorade. That's a healthy snack, right? 18 grams in here, Gatorade 34. 34 grams of sugar in a Gatorade. 18 in this little bar. So now your kid is having, what is that? 50 some grams of sugar? 50 some grams of sugar in a drink and a bar. I mean, So, and we wonder why they're having, why we have an epidemic of obese kids, but also why our kids have trouble focusing in school and why we need things like fidget spinners, right? Although I really love playing with that little fidget spinner. It's kind of cool. But now, before I keep you any longer, I want to read to you the different ingredients in here that mean sugar. Okay, now what they've started doing in packaged foods is they take sugar and they separate it out into different names. Okay, and that way it looks like it's less. The other thing that's in here in massive amounts is soy. And soy is, first of all, about 98% of the soy in this country, almost all of it is genetically modified. Now, what does that really mean? What that means is they took the soy seeds and they put pesticides in them so that they wouldn't have to weed and they wouldn't have to deal with bugs. So it makes farming cheaper and easier so they can produce more. It's not about our health at all. We are eating those pesticides. So now, let's see. Okay, so let's talk about the soy first. First of all, the first ingredient is soy crisps, okay? And that's soy protein. Let's see. Here we have, I'm going down this list, soy lecithin, which is a filler, cheap filler. Excuse me. Soybean oil. Soy lecithin again. Let's see. Because, and the reason it's showing up multiple times, soy lecithin again, is because they're taking the different ingredients and saying, naming the ingredient, then breaking out the ingredients of that ingredient. Okay, so let's talk sugar, okay? And you can count how many different times in here sugar is listed under different names. Okay, so we have sugar, number 2 ingredient. We have corn syrup, sugar. Maltose, high maltose corn syrup. Isn't that a sneaky way to say high fructose corn syrup? Milk, lactose, sugar. Ose, glucose, lactose, sugar. It's milk sugar. Then they have these things called chocolate drops in here. And the ingredients of the chocolate drops, sugar. Whole milk powder, sugar. Chocolate liqueur, sugar. So the 3 ingredients of these chocolate drops are sugar. Okay, then we have milk fat, sugar. Next one, natural vanilla flavor, probably sugar. Natural flavors are very oftentimes sugar under that hidden natural flavor. If it's fruit juice, they can call it a natural flavor. The other thing that's under that name, natural flavor, can be MSG. So be careful of that. Let's see. Well, I lost my place. Okay, so we've got natural vanilla flavor. Okay, maltodextrin, that's sugar. Marshmallow pieces, need I say more? Let's see. Those are made out of sugar, cornstarch, sugar, fructose, sugar, corn syrup solids, sugar. Oh, look, natural flavor again, probably sugar. Let's see. What else do we have here? Fructose again, non-fat dry milk, sugar. Let's see. And then the rest of these words, I don't even know what they are, and I thought about looking them all up, but I thought it was enough for me to just, oh, look, there's milk protein again, that's sugar. I thought that was probably enough to make my point. So this bar, which is basically a big bowl of sugar and soy, okay, that's basically the ingredients of it. Oh, soy, milk, and sugar, is called a nutrition bar. And you're saying, but it says 15 vitamins and minerals. Yes, it does say that. However, those are synthetic injected vitamins and minerals, and they aren't worth squat. So, sorry to break the news, guys, but your nutrition bars, crappy food packaged in a healthy wrapper. And actually, it's really not. They've just tricked us into thinking it is. So, have a blessed day and go get an apple instead. Bye, guys.